I did Jojita Vesikandar and I said, wow, I'm a star. What did I learn?
And what
where
about
am
regular?
I? Yeah.
Can you tell us now the whole meeting with Mr. Salman Khan?
Actually, I was more known for my work before working with Salman Khan.
इंडस्ट्री में एक ही भाई है.
I like his philosophy in life that if I don't like your script, then I don't want to hear.
What is the difference between a costume designer and a costume stylist?
I've done some iconic films,
Yeah,
and
I'm sure.
just like that.
If you can start by telling us, and that's for me as well and for our audience. So, what is the difference between a costume designer and a costume stylist?
Well, a costume stylist is more like a somebody who goes out, procures clothes from different places, puts in things together,
Okay.
and doesn't really design. So
Ah,
half of them don't even know how to sketch. They don't even know. They don't know
Right.
anything. And now you have costume stylists. Like you can study being a stylist, but that's just like a, it's a very, very short course. It's not like a prolonged course, like, say, for example, like what I did. So it's not a 3-year course, or it's not a 4-year course.
Right.
It's not a degree,
Right.
It's just like a little extra something that you get. And it's like getting a bottle of juice and they say that there's 5% more, 10% more. That's what it is.
Right.
So I don't understand most of the time how these stylists even end up doing films which are like, for example, a period film.
Right.
If I was a director, I wouldn't ever give my film to a stylist to do my
Right.
film. I'd give it to a costume designer.
Right.
Because there is a process.
Yeah.
And there is a way of doing clothes.
Yeah.
You read the script, then you're doing so many things.
Yeah.
There's so much of research.
Yeah.
You're going to different places. You're begging and borrowing and stealing and
Yeah.
everything under the sun. That's
Yeah.
your life.
Yeah.
And when you do a photo session and you're styling somebody, or you're styling somebody for promotions of films, that's completely different from actually doing a full-fledged film. If the film involves stylists, like styling, like where the actor, the actress is playing this fashion designer or like a model or something, then it works to some extent. But nowadays, all of them are stylists, so I don't get it myself as to.
So, as a costume designer, your job will require you to design the particular costume and get it made accordingly.
Correct. So you can also, like, for example, I'm not going to make jeans. I'm going to buy jeans.
Right.
But I'm not going to make a t-shirt. I'm going to buy a t-shirt. But sometimes, of course, I have to make t-shirts also. But I don't go out into the market and just get things.
Right.
I am visualizing what the director wants, his vision. I'm doing a whole color palette. I'm sitting and working on tons and tons of charts, So of course now we do it on a computer or on a laptop, or so which I'm technically very, very challenged. So my assistants are like, "So don't press that button; everything will get deleted.
The color changes."
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm also learning.
Right.
So and I feel that even in the lockdown for 2 years, I did a course from Parsons. And I'd initially done a course from Parsons in New York. And so I did a styling course from Parsons. And I did another course from Parsons in costume designing itself. And I feel that in today, the technology and what we have access to, what we didn't back then, is huge. I remember working with Bhanu Athaya on a film for some time. And they were shooting in Dalhousie, and I was in Bombay. So she told me, go and get a jacket which looks, and she sent me a picture that looks like this from 1947, and it has to be this size and has to fit. Then it has to look like this. And I'm like, where do I get this jacket from?
No picture, nothing.
Like a rough picture
Like a rough
she gave
picture,
me, but where do I get it from?
Yeah.
So she said, if I were you, I'd go to Chor Bazaar. So I was like, okay.
Go to Chor Bazaar.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's how we used to actually work before.
Yeah.
So I feel I'm one of the few designers with like Manish Malhotra and a few others where we have seen from the 70s to the 80s to the 90s, everything changing from your telephones to your television to your laptops to everything. And I think we are one generation that has, you know, seen so much that we automatically are more worldly wise than most of the others.
Yeah. And quickly, just to get into the first question itself, which is, I think the answer is in the question. So the difference between a fashion designer and a costume designer would be just fashion and films?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. A fashion designer also just makes a collection,
right,
and or has a store or supplies to somebody.
Yeah.
It's a chain that they work with, and they do according to seasons, or they don't do according. They can do whatever they like. But as a costume designer, it's the director's vision that you have to keep in mind,
right,
and the producer's budget that you have to keep in mind.
Most important.
Yeah. So it's tough.
Yeah.
Very often.
Yeah.
Working with you know, with so to say both these things together and bridging a gap and making everybody happy.
Yeah. A lot of actors sometimes just look at and suddenly realize that even Akshay Khanna, I know he keeps coming and going.
Yeah. I like his philosophy in life that if I don't like your script, then I don't want to hear the remaining of your story. Please leave my van and go. I went with a friend of mine to hear narration. He heard the one line and he said, "Oh, it sounds very good." In the middle, before we even reached interval, he's telling, "Oh, what is this rubbish? I think you should leave."
That director.
I was like, my God, I wish I could be like him.
No, I remember on some event, he did a Kejo film. And just when the film got over, and I think press tha ya success party tha ya whatever. And Kejo asked him, that, you know, I understand you live in Alibag, but how can you ask a director कि आज आना है क्या मुझे? कि ये एक shot है, मैं वो कल साथ में कर रहा हूँ, but I have to come from Alibag.
Yeah, he's too funny.
Yeah. Anyway. So Ashley, if you can just take us back in time as to how it all began for you.
Well, so as to be in college, I was very, very famous for Mumbai National College. And I was very famous for the shirts that I would wear because I would paint on them behind, and I do different things. And so.
But this was just for hobby, like you were just fond of.
Just like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So one friend who was studying with us in college knew somebody and whatever, and the next thing I happened to be making T-shirts.
Okay.
And selling them and whatever. And I was still in college. And it so happened that I was in my last year of college, and I went to deliver a whole load of T-shirts to Mansoor Khan's office.
Okay.
Because he was starting a new film called Jojita Vai Sikandar.
Okay.
And so I walked in and I was sitting and whatever. There were a lot of other boys sitting down over there. And so one of the secretary or whoever was there said, "Okay, Ashley, you can go." So I went in and he said, "Is this your first time?" And so I said, "No, I've been doing this before." So our conversation was so funny because we never addressed what I'm talking about and what he's talking about. So he thought I've come for an audition for Jojita Vai Sikandar.
As an actor?
As an actor. And so then by the end of the conversation, I was like, "What are you talking about?" So he said, "You come for the audition?" I said, No, I've come for to deliver the T-shirts. He said, "Oh, you make these nice T-shirts. They're very cool and this and that and whatever. Would you like to do my film?" So I said, "Yes, I'd love to do your film." So it was just like that. It doesn't happen like that anymore now, I guess. But it happened to me like that and changed my life completely. After seeing my name in Jojita Vai Sikandar on the silver screen, I was like, wow, this is what I want to do all my life.
So what did you do on that film exactly?
I did the clothes for the film, plus I was in first AD of the film.
For all the actors?
Everybody, junior artist, everybody, thousands of them they were. And so everybody.
How did you manage that, mother? From
I don't know how I managed, because at that time they didn't even give me an assistant.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was with the dressman, and thanks to them, they were like lifesavers.
Yeah.
But it was very cool because the bunch of kids that were there that I was working with, they were all like my age and and younger than me, and they were all ready to help, and they would dress up themselves, and so it was really, really nice. It was really cool, and I learned a lot. Because he made me sit on music sittings, he made me sit on every aspect of filmmaking. He said, just because you're a costume designer, that doesn't mean you only stick to that genre. You've got to learn every aspect to improve yourself as a designer. Nice. And then the next thing I did was a movie with I'll not name him, but and I was like, what did I learn?
And what where am I?
Yeah.
No, but going back to that film, did you also go through the phase of, I think, Milan Soman first working, and
yes,
then,
there were a whole load of people working,
right?
And then they were all changed, including the girl, everybody,
right?
All of them, and then they got on a whole new cast,
right?
So that was really, really traumatic, because I was devastated, because remaking everything,
and your first
and
film.
Then and my first film, and then remodeling everybody to that character became very, very difficult, because Milind was ideal and he looked so good, and he just fit in like a jigsaw puzzle. He just fitted in. And then there was Deepak Tijori, who was a little more filmy, but the sweetest person on the face of this earth. Right. I still work with him even till today.
Right.
And, he directs a lot of films. And then there was Pooja Bedi, who was so like vivacious and the it girl at that time. And,
Amir, of course.
Yeah, Amir. And Amir and me, we were friends because we studied in college together, and his brother and me. So I used to meet him almost every day.
So did you, because I think that was the phase where the whole Mr. Perfectionist phase was actually coming. So did you notice that as well about him?
Because I worked with Ahmed for a couple of films after Jojita Vai Sikandar, and then I was like, okay, now I need to move on. So, but I realized somewhere down the line that I like doing films as a whole, the entire cast, for the entire cast, and just not one individual. Because it gave me a canvas that was so great that I could do whatever I wanted to. Of course, keeping the director's vision in mind. And like I said, the producer's budget in mind, the budget in mind, which is very, very important.
So and that was pretty much like your schooling then.
Jojita Vai Sikandar was mine. Because I had zero knowledge of anything.
Wow.
Then I did a couple of films, and then went to New York and studied, and came back. So
what was this? Can you tell us about what course was this, and where you studied from?
I studied from Parsons, and I did costume design.
Okay.
It was a 6 months course that I did.
Right.
And
so Jojita is pretty much the time you decided that this is where I want to be.
Yeah. I did Jojita Vai Sikandar, and I said, wow, I'm a star. If I could pull off this, I can pull off anything under the sun.
Absolutely.
So,
I mean, it just.
And it was a cult film in its way, because even till today, people are like, oh my God, Jojita Vai Sikandar was your first film? Like, Pehla Nasha is my most favorite song on the face of this earth. And in fact, Pehla Nasha was the first day of shooting and the first day I was on set.
Right.
That was the first shot that they took of the film.
Right.
And the whole thing was in high speed. So,
the skirt flying.
And we were throwing leaves, and we were doing things, and it was really funny, because I have this really nice picture of, Amir going down to kiss Aisha Julka. At that time, it was another girl, and I'm holding his hand and somebody clicked a picture of me.
That's funny, huh?
He holding my hand and then moving down like that. So it was really, really nice. But that's a memory that is embedded in my head, and it's amazing, because that kind of movies are not made anymore. Of course, I went on to do another movie with him also, which was called Josh,
which
is with Shah Rukh Khan and Aishwarya, and I had a great time there too. Again, the whole film I did.
So you would do the main leads and the rest of the cast?
Everybody,
Wow.
even junior artists.
Wow.
I did that for a movie called Chandni Bar also. I
Wow.
did that for Page 3.
Wow.
I did that for tons of movies. I've done, I think I'm one of the designers who's done the most amount of newcomers. So whether it was Shahid Kapoor's first film, whether it was Amisha Patel, Hrithik Roshan's first film, whether it was Imran's first film, Sonakshi's first film, Preeti Zinta's first film. So I did tons of first newcomers, and I guess directors just felt so comfortable with me and trusted me that because I did a movie like Jo Jeeta Wahi Sikandar, they used to just say, "Oh, that was your first film? Okay,
ye kar lega."
Yeah, we don't even want to say anything more. So,
and back in the day, were you starstruck as a person?
No, I never was, because we were never allowed to see Hindi movies. Being from a Catholic family, we would only be allowed to see English movies.
Right.
And I used to love Hindi movies. So my tuition time, I used to go and see like a 3 to 6 movies. And I used to love Gulzar and his movies for some reason. I would see the same movie twice, thrice.
Wow.
And
what's your favorite Gulzar film?
I like Namkeen and I liked Ijazat. I thought those were one of his wonderful movies that he made. And then I got a chance to work with him also, with Tabu and Hututu. And that was like a dream come true.
Yeah.
Working with him, working with Sai Paranjpe. All these people, stalwarts that I used to always look up to as,
directors.
All these directors. Suraj Bhadyatya, whether it was Subhash Ghai, all of them. So I really looked up to all these, whether it was Yash Raj, and then actually working with all these production houses and these directors felt wow, So
would you say that post Jo Jeeta, like how we say that overnight success, like it suddenly your life changed after that? Do you feel that happened with you?
It didn't. I thought my phone would be ringing non-stop.
Yeah.
It didn't. But that's when I realized that the industry is so close-fisted that you have to, move each finger and open the palm out. I started doing production work, and for 2 years, two and a half years, till I got my next film. And Raveena Tandon was working on a project which is for a face cream. And I was doing the production there with a friend of mine, and there was some problem with her clothes, and the designer was nowhere to be seen. One of the top designers of today, and so I said, I can fix it for you. So she just looked at me like, okay, whatever, cut this, cut that, do this, do that, like literally making a new outfit. And I remember it was a 9 o'clock shift, and the director told me, he said, latest we can push it to 2:33 because I want to finish X amount of things today, and then we have only tomorrow with her. And at that time, all these actors and actresses do like 5 films and 6 films at a time and whatever. So I said, don't worry, 2 o'clock she'll be ready. I went, got my master. I know a little bit of cutting, this, that, and whatever, and we got the clothes done, and she was amazed. She thought I was like a magician. And she said, how come you done that? I said, I'm also a designer. She said, what have you done before? So I said, I've done Jo Jeeta Wahi Sikandar. She said, oh, you're that Ashley Rebello? I said, yeah. Oh, I said, you know my name and whatever. So she said, I'd really like you to work with me. I said, great. So she said, remember one thing, Ashley, in this film industry, nobody gives you work. You have to ask for work. That's something that I really, I thought Raveena was fantastic with the way she didn't have to open up to me. She didn't have to say what she did. And she said, come home tomorrow. I'm starting a new film and you'd love to work on it. And that's when I did Apna Apna.
Oh, how cool is that?
I've done some iconic films and, just like that. Like how Jo Jeeta happened to me, Apna Apna happened to me.
And at what point did the schooling happen? This was before?
After. So this was after.
Right.
After. So I did 1, 2 small little films And I worked with Merchant Ivory on as an AD.
Which film
and a
is?
costume designer. It was called The Doll's Wedding.
Okay.
And I worked on another film also with them, which is an Indo-British film.
So this was basically one thing leading to another.
Yeah. Then I went, studied, because it was only 6 months that I did. I came back and then immediately I started back again.
The schooling, did it add anything to your confidence?
It did.
Yeah.
It did.
How does it help?
Because at that given point of time, if you came even from Sri Lanka and studied, that meant studying abroad, you were considered, wow, like this.
Abroad se pad gaya.
Abroad se pad gaya. Now that everybody is studying abroad.
Right.
There's very few people studying in India. So now it doesn't have any value.
No, but so it was just a tag, or did it actually help you?
No, it did. It did.
Okay.
It did help me. It did help me to think out of the box.
Right.
It did help me in so many other aspects which I did not even look at. So it just broadened my horizons and just felt that there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. That's what they help you discover yourself as an individual.
Right.
And that's what I really liked about them. That they bring out your strengths, which no other education did that for me.
Right.
So I thought that was wonderful what they did. And it really helped a lot.
And then, can you tell us about the journey? So, post Andaz Apna Apna?
So, post Andaz Apna Apna, I did a lot of films with Ravina. Then I met Aishwarya, I met Sushmita, I met Sonali Bendre. I did her from her first film to her last film. Preeti Zinta.
But were these all
everybody
together or one?
So, I did full films, like tons of full films.
So, but you would do one film at a time?
No, I do multiple films at a time. So, and then I had my niece who was studying in college, and I used to tell her, "You've got no vacation, so you come and work with me. After college, you're back with me." And then she was earning, like, I used to give her a lot of money. So, and she was like, "Wow, this is great." Then her friends started coming also along with her. I would make them randomly do things and go here and go there. And so it was great for them because they were earning, suddenly a college kid earning that much amount of money. It was great, in thousands at that time. And so then, of course, people hear of you and they call you. And that's how I started meeting people like Madhur Bhandarkar and everybody else. Until really, actually, I was more known for my work before working with Salman Khan. Once I started working with Salman Khan, people thought that, oh, he does only Salman Khan's work, and they wouldn't offer me films. And I thought that was like really, I thought that it would add, but actually it didn't. So, and now I've given the work to my niece, who's handling him. And I'm doing a lot of other films. I'm doing podcasts sitting here, which I would never be able to do. And I am, doing OTT shows. I'm doing writing. You know about it because you've heard what I did. And I would never have the bandwidth to do that because you are so caught up in a whirlwind that, you become more of a runner than anything else. So now I'm exploring myself and
no, I'll come to that. We'll
tons of different things.
Follow that through. If you can give us a little bit of a process, so from probably a director reaching out to you, what is the kind of process, research, how do you kind of put that together, discussing it with the artist? If you can just take us through the process that you follow on a film.
Okay, so once a director decides that he wants you as the costume designer, then everybody on board automatically becomes fine with you being there. Process is, of course, first you read the script. Very often before we have not even given scripts. So, but now in today's day and age, of course, we have full bound scripts. And then I work on each character. So, what I sit and do is, the first thing is that if they've already casted, then I go and meet the actor. And the first thing that I ask them is, what is the things that you don't like when you wear certain clothes? You don't like the stretchability, you don't like this color, you don't like these shoes, you don't like what? I try and avoid it unless it is like really, really important. But I try and avoid it, and then I then go back and start with my team and start sketching, taking out pictures and making mood boards and then showing it to the director. Once the director loves what I've done, of course there are changes and whatever, then I take it back to the actor. We show it to them, and then we start doing look tests. Once we do look test and the director says, we do like options, the director says, okay, this, this. Then we go on to actually manufacturing and making the outfits or procuring them from different places. So that's the whole process, and we always have extra because sometimes you just want to do like a small little insert that the director's not thought of, and I can't make, if there are 15 changes, I can't make 15 outfits. I'll make 20. You know, I will make 5 extra. So that is what, and that I do for each character and even junior artists. Like I thought, like one of the films that I did was a movie called Bharat, where we did 1947, where we did the independence and pre-independence. And there were more than 1,500 people that we used to dress up every day at 5 o'clock in the morning, and they would be ready by 1 in the afternoon.
Oh my God.
They were Punjabis, and a lot of them wear sindoor, you know, in their head, and there were also a lot of UPites and a lot of other people. They would refuse to take out their sindoors, because if you look in the up north, people don't wear bindis and sindoors. You know, all the Muslims and all the Hindus, they don't really wear. So they would refuse to take it out. And I was like, no, you have to. Because and they were like, aap kaise bol rahe hai, aise ye wo. Then it was summer 1947. And when the partition happened, and we were shooting in freezing cold. So they were wanting to wear shawls and sweaters, and I had to take that all off.
Oh God.
We were freezing in the cold, freezing. I think it was 5 degrees that we were shooting in, and making them wear chappals because, you know, nobody had shoes as such. And so there's so many challenges that one faces, but it's what you do and how you, you know.
Do you ever come into a deadlock? I'm sure you must have, between a director and an actor.
You do. In fact, I do. And I did a couple of times, because the actor is so hell-bent on what they want. And the director is so hell-bent on what they want. I remember this one instance that we had in Bajrangi Bhaijaan, where Kabir Khan told me, he said, you know, at the end of the film where he goes to jail, and then from there he runs away and goes in, the whole climax happens. So he said he should ideally be in the same outfit that he is in, which is like, you know, like trousers and cargos and a t-shirt and a shirt. And so I said, I don't think that works. And Salman also said, yes, that I don't think that works either. I said, because he's in Pakistan, and, you know, they would just throw him a Pathani suit, which is so easily available, because his clothes are already tattered. They've beaten him up black and blue, and now they have to leave him, and he has to go. And so Kabir said, no, he'll not wear a Pathani. So I said, no, he will wear a Pathani, because I think, I said, it's Eid. I said, forget about the character right now, and forget about the film, what we're doing. I said, it's Eid, and you know, they want to see him as like their Bhaijan. And it goes with the film. I'm not saying that, you know, do this because it's Eid and whatever. It is Pakistan, and it is, you know, he is there. And so he refused, but Salman was so adamant, and he was so sure that that would work.
That'll work.
That he wore the, like, I thought it was just fantastic of him to do that, where he actually, when he just wore and came out and started shooting. So there was nobody to say anything, whatever. And then Kabir, you know, later on told me, he said, I have to give it to you, Ashley, because that was like perfect.
That worked.
That really worked. So it does happen a lot of times. A lot of times it does happen in films and everything. I remember even when doing Chandni Bar, Tabu just told me, she said, Ashley, I don't wear clothes like that. I said, you're playing a character.
Yeah.
And she said, okay, I trust you completely.
Yeah.
But she said, you should not look so obscene and
Yeah.
think that, that I look,
Mm.
out of character.
Mm.
I said, don't worry, it's my name also on the line.
Yeah.
It's not only, and that's when I was nominated for the national awards.
Yes.
And I thought that, wow, in a film like this,
Yeah.
if they really appreciate what you do,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
I think, it's fair
Yeah.
and it's...
No, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, I've seen we all know the list of films behind you.
Yeah.
So, a few technical things.
Yeah.
Which are the departments that you closely work with?
So, art department
Right.
would be, of course, besides the directorial team,
Yeah.
the next closest we work with is the art department,
Okay.
because you need to know what is the, the walls, the
Yeah.
outcome, where we shooting,
Yeah.
whether the director wants tone on tone, cinematographer
Yes.
very often says no to a lot of things,
Yeah.
specifically colors.
Yes.
They don't like white because it flares, but sometimes you have to. So they want that white which is like a slightly off white that
Yeah.
looks like white.
So, in the art department, do you get the renders, or what do you call, the look of the field, the look
Yes.
of the, you
Yes.
get that before?
Yes.
And then
they
you
do.
know, okay, I have to avoid these colors.
Yes.
Because a certain set will be of a
Yes.
certain color.
Yes, they do.
And
So-
in terms of camera, you know what material to use.
Yes. Well, very often the cinematographer tells us,
Yeah.
I don't want shine, I
Yeah.
don't want this. There should be no luster, should be more matte.
Hmm.
So they do inform us.
You ever come across a situation where, you've dressed up an artist, and probably the artist has come on set, and that is become a bit of an issue, maybe for art or for camera, and then...
Yes, it happens many times where
Yes.
you have to just go and change. And so I have multiples. I keep
Right.
them ready
Right.
because I know in my,
Yeah.
sometimes the director is very adamant and
Yeah.
will tell you that, no, I want this. It doesn't matter what anybody is saying. And then when you actually come on set, then the director also realizes that, oh, it's not working.
Yeah.
The cinematographer was right,
Yeah.
So then there's a change, of course.
You remember any complicated or a very challenging situation, or probably a challenging film that you thought that you kind of outdid yourself in that? It could be a scene or even a film that...
Well, one of the films that I thought that was very, very challenging for me was Chandni Bar, because Madhur got these 7-8 girls from Delhi who came in, and I looked at them and I was like, these are going to be the bar girls. And he was like, yeah. And they were like hip girls, like really, really good looking and so smart. And one was, of course, a very good actor.
Oh, really?
And who won the Best Supporting Actor also.
Okay.
Tabu won Best Actress National Award, and
Yes.
she won Best Supporting
Oh,
Actress
okay.
also. And Best Supporting Actor also we
Yeah.
got in
Yeah,
that
yeah.
movie, and plus Best Film.
That film was iconic.
Yeah. And I was like, how do I transform these people into that? Then making them grow their nails, not doing their eyebrows, getting them tacky makeup boxes that I actually got, and I told them use. They were like, if anything happens to my skin, Ashley, you are dead. You're dead.
Yeah.
And actually going to Kamatipura and meeting a whole load of females, and getting fabric and shoes and
So
trinkets
basically,
and all from
underdid
them.
everything.
Tabu and me would go and sit in a bar, which was one of the part owners of the bar was also a producer on the film.
Okay.
And we used to go and sit down, where I met these most wonderful girls that are friends, that I'm friends with them even till today.
Right.
One girl called Karishma.
Right.
That's not her real name. They have these
Yeah,
names.
they have
that
bar
they-
names.
Yeah. So Karishma, and I thought the kind of lives that they lead are amazing, because she had a house in the same building as Tabu.
Wow.
Yeah. And she had this horrible brother who used to just eat up all her money. And
But everybody knew what she's doing.
I don't know whether everybody knew what she's doing or not, because I never ever asked and I never prodded more into that. I remember when we were at the bar and it used to be her birthday. That day she would make like so much of money. I was like, wow, I think I need to start dancing. and I remember that in the course of the film, because we shot like for almost a year. In the course of the film, I remember another time suddenly it was her birthday again. I said, but it was your birthday then. Na? She said, Arey Ashley, my birthday happens thrice in a year. So I was like, wow, you're great. And she used to cook for us, and she was from Hyderabad. And I met some great people.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That gave me insights into a lot of things. And I didn't want it to be something that I used. I kept relationships with those people because they meant more than that to me. And I'm grateful to a lot of people in my life for adding so many perspectives to different characters. That I also, at airports and at different places, I keep clicking pictures of people randomly, of course, without them knowing me. And then I try and use that like a character in films.
So they, maybe if you see somebody dressed in a certain way.
Yes, I do. Like I remember seeing this one girl walk into Mehboo's studio, and the confidence that she had. Poor thing was just coming in from some small town. And in this day and age, she wore like these pedal pushers with boots and one tacky top and 2 ribbons. And I was like, what are you thinking? Like, look at, you want to become you want to become a film actress. There's social media, there's everything. You're looking, you're seeing. How can you be so naive that you think, oh my God, the people are going to look at me and say, wow, like whatever. I was like, that's when I also decided to take on a couple of people and give them a makeover for free. So,
like actors?
Like these. And we did about 5 or 6.
Anybody we know?
No, they're just unknown regular people who are doing a little bit of work here and then. Great for them. And so I always wanted to do it as a show also.
Because coming from this, because you're so good at your work, and it's all about, it's the first thing that you see when somebody walks in the door, that automatically up, it's not something that you're consciously seeing, but I think subconsciously it does matter how you are dressed. So do you feel that sometimes you just want to just go and change something, like why you dressed like this?
Of course, I find that it irritates me when I'm like, especially at airports, and I'm like, guts these people have to work. Don't they have a mirror in their house? How can they even come out like this? And my friends keep telling me, Ashley, like, calm down. Each one has their own style. I said, but that's not even style. They're like, like, it's just people's personality.
I think everybody on the set is now suddenly going to see. No. Don't get scared as to what we are wearing.
So, no, but I just feel that, there are so many things that suit you. And you think that it doesn't suit you because you've got preconceived notions in your head. And like with actors, it's very, very difficult to break that. And they just think that, no, this and that. I said, no, try. No. They just be like, no, downright. And I'm like, try. If it doesn't, we don't use it. And then when they wear it and they see how I have presented it to them, they are like, yeah, maybe you were right. So,
so styling in for real, like if it's off camera, and styling for camera could be different.
Definitely. Definitely. There, because you're only looking at a character. You're not looking at an individual.
And it's also how it's shot and whatever. So
you're looking at all the other periphery that comes with it. Because it's only enhancement that everybody does. So everybody wants their work to be noticed and to look good. Whether it's the lighting of the cameraman, whether it is the set and how it will help. Whether it is everybody.
So somebody who's regularly very well dressed, it's not necessary that on camera he'll look nice. It's different for camera.
Yes. Right. I would think so. because we have seen a lot of good-looking people who don't look good on camera.
Yeah.
But they look amazing in person.
Yeah.
Like one person that I know of is Nagma. In person, she's so pretty.
Right.
And on screen, she should never transpire as pretty as that. And all my friends used to tell me, what you keep saying, oh, Nagma is so pretty, so pretty. And she's nice, she's a pretty girl. I said, no, you have to meet her in person.
Yeah.
And when they actually met her in person, they're like, oh my God, she's so stunning.
Yeah.
Like, I always felt the camera never did justice to Manisha Koirala. She is one of the most beautiful women that I have seen in this industry.
Really?
The most beautiful.
Wow.
One of the most beautiful. I think she looked ethereal, like she just come down from heaven, like an angel descended.
Yeah.
And that's my first time that I saw her in person, where she was wearing this white salwar kameez, which was layers and layers and layers of fabric, and she's walking down the flight of steps. And I remember Sonali Bendre and me were standing there and just
watching
in
her.
awe of her. And she comes up to Sonali and says, you're so pretty. And both of us turned around and told her, no, but you're so beautiful. Like, how can you even say that, you know? Of course, Sonali is a very pretty girl and very lovely looking and a wonderful person.
Yeah.
But I said, oh my God, ma'am, you're so stunning.
Yeah.
She said, don't call me ma'am. The amount of work that you've done, I should be calling you sir then. I was like, no, like, you know, whatever. So, but I remember seeing her and I think she's one of the most. Then how do you do justice to somebody like that?
Yeah.
Where they're telling you, make her look beautiful. Arey, she's such a beautiful person.
Yeah.
What can I make her?
Yeah,
you know?
Simple white salwar kameez is all that she needs.
Yeah.
Actually, how long have you completed in the industry now?
Now it's been 32 years.
Wow. So if I just have to ask you in a nutshell, back then and back now, what are the differences that you see maybe in styling?
Well, what I'd like to see is the new crop of designers coming in. I'd like them to learn a lot more and to work under some designer. Just don't think that styling can make you a costume designer. It doesn't. You've got to learn, you've got to experience, you've got to do so many things. And, I see them disrespecting actors. I see them, talking badly, rudely. And I'm like, even to a junior artist or to anybody, I never talk disrespectfully to them because everybody's doing their job. So I feel that learning and getting experience not only helps you as an individual, but it also enhances your work. And that's how you'll do great work.
Yeah. Do you think social media has kind of helped in a way in your profession?
It has, because Google is great for me. And I think I just go on and, like Pinterest, and there's so many things where you never get those kind of pictures and archives that even if you have to go, then I have to go to the library and search for them. Well, as here, you just get them. It's like ready-made. So,
as in, do you promote your work? And
I do. I'm not so much of a social media person, though. I'm not so much of a social person, but you have to. If that's what you want. It depends on where you see your career going, what you want to do, what is your end result, where you want to see yourself down the line. And I feel that just believing in yourself is more important than anything else. And, going that one way where I remember my mom telling me, she said, if you believe in what you're doing and you can turn in and look at yourself in the mirror the next day in the morning, then you're on the right path. So I believe that you do it with so much of passion. Don't do it for the money. Initially, of course, the money will come. Don't do it just because somebody else is telling you to do it. And don't do it just because you think it's a glamorous job. It's not.
Can you tell us how is your life on a set?
Well, sometimes it means like getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning and being on the set at 5. And it's like tough days. So you're ending like at 7, 8, 9 by the time you're packed up. And because other people can leave, the actor can leave, everybody can leave. But you're there packing up stuff, helping them out, and setting up for the next day, which is very, very important again. Because most of the time they'll give you the scenes and what they're doing only in the night. So you have to
also it changes. It sometimes changes.
You have to wait till you get your call sheet. And then only you can leave. because then we decide, and the colors and the combinations. Sometimes they'll just do scenes in between, and then to match everybody. So it's tough. It's a tough job.
And in terms of sequences, like, so you have your drama sequences, you have action, you have song. Which for you is the toughest part?
I love doing songs, though it is very, very difficult. But I think it's fantasy too. It's like, you know, I always look at all the Angrez films and I said, y'all don't have songs, y'all don't have this, y'all don't have that. You don't have this drama in your songs also. Where it is, you know, actually we look at it as a time lapse, you know. So that is what songs are for us, actually. It's not really about them changing clothes. I used to always ask, why are they changing clothes? So I remember Mansoor once telling me, he said, no, because we want to show through the days and weeks that they're meeting each other and they're whatever. So very often it doesn't transpire like that. But that's what they mean to do with change of clothes. But I love songs. Action is normally one outfit and you make 10 doubles of it.
But what if it tears and all of that?
You have doubles. You've got to keep doubles, triples of it. So very often some small productions say no, only 2, but I'll make 3. You know, because, and then they'll be like, thanks Ashley, you know, you saved us. And I'm like, you know, it's experience that you know from.
And outdoor, if you're shooting in the sun, is there a nightmare? I mean, in terms of
it's a nightmare.
The sweat and
it's a nightmare. So of course we have things like sweat pads and we have different things, hair dryers that we use immediately. And but like I did one song and one actor said that, you know, it's a completely Indian song. When we left from here, we reached Ladakh and then he tells me that, no, I want only Western outfits. I'm like, what? What are you saying? And you're shooting the next day. So then I'm gone to Ladakh. Now, even if I'm in a place like Ladakh, I know over there local designers. I know people because I've already done my homework. And I've gone to Ladakh, of course, many times. And I've got great friends there and, you know, people who do excellent work. And luckily, they did it overnight for me, which they would not do for anybody. And going to local markets, turning the jackets upside down so that you get like a worn out look. And so it's tough, but you have to do it. There's no option.
Can you tell us now the whole meeting with Mr. Salman Khan? How did that happen?
Well, actually, the person that would be responsible is Amrita Arora. Malaika's sister. Asked to work with Malaika a lot and used to work with all the other actors and Amir and tons of other actors and actresses that I've worked with. Shahid Kapoor and everybody that I've worked with. And so she was doing a film with Alvira, the Salman's sister. And then she told me, she said, you know, Ashley, I'd really like you to come on board because I don't like the designer who they've got. So I said, but, you know, Alvira and whatever, I don't know whether she'd want to work with me. And so she says the same thing. She does not know whether you'd want to work with her. Just meet her. So then I went and I met her and she said, like, why would you want to do, you know, because you're already an established designer. Because by then I'd already done about 100 films. So, and she said, why would you want to work with me and whatever. So I said, no, I like this film and whatever. And that's how I started doing this movie.
So that film had Salman Khan in it?
He did a song in the film. And that's when she told me, do the clothes. I said, I don't do men's clothes. She said, just stop it. Like, behave yourself. You know. And so that's when I met him and I started doing clothes. Of course, I knew him from before because we all live in Bandra. You know, the whole
I'm sure he had heard of you knowing.
And and we knew each other also. And but socially. So, and then I started working with him and then I worked for 14 years.
And post that, then how did...
Post that, they automatically asked me to do a film called, which was redefining him also, I find, in a lot of ways, which was called Wanted. So that really got him back into the thing and I was glad to be a part of it. even where his styling was concerned. And I remember giving him linen pants and linen shirt for a song which he was on the beach, and he was like, "What is this? This is not me." So I said, "No, try it.
Yeah.
You know, it's this whole song is going to be like that."
Yeah.
And he really liked it. And he is a very cool person. He is very chilled out. He is no nonsense. He is very straightforward. He likes his certain things like his jeans, his t-shirts, his this, his that. But beyond that, you know, things that suit him, you have to go with that. So I went to do on some incredible movies with him, like Bajrangi Bhaijaan, like Tiger 1, Tiger 2, Tiger 3, Dabang, where I remember the director of the cinematographer of an out-and-out commercial movie told me that, you know, we are using tobacco filter, and I'd only heard of that when we used to do pictures, you know, with all the top photographers I used to do ads and pictures with, and you know, that's something that I was like, wow, you're actually using a tobacco filter for the entire film.
Can you just tell us what exactly is?
So tobacco filter is more like it's like a filter that they use where everything looks slightly brownish. It gives it sepia tone, kind of like that. So all the colors have to be enhanced. So everything that you do, your red has to be bright red for it to look red. Your khaki has to be bright khaki for it to look khaki, because there's a filter in between to everything. Your blacks have to be pitch black, so that it looks like grey black, you know. So
nice.
And this meant for everybody in the film, the entire cast, crew, everybody.
Yeah.
So even with makeup and everything had to be brighter so that you look your normal tone on the screen. And it was introducing Sonakshi Sinha in her first film.
Right.
And I remember her telling the press that, you know, I'm so glad that when everybody was debuting in two-piece bikinis, Ashley clothed me from head to toe, and yet I was a sensation. So I thought that was really, really great.
Yeah.
And of course, even like Dabang did change a lot of things for me, because with Salman also, and I felt a lot of inspectors coming up to me and saying, "Acha, aap designer the, you know, you gave us inspiration to work out." I thought that was great, because you know, and you see a lot of fit cops. I think it's thanks to a film like Dabang or Singham or maybe, whatever these movies are.
Yeah.
So, you know, I remember that even what I gave Dabang, like his every costume was just copied left, right and center for other films. Combinations. They didn't even bother doing other combinations. They copied the same combination in songs and whatever and whatever. And I was like, well, it's kind of flattery for me.
So that's your association, and then he pretty much stuck on to you. Like, I mean.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did I did every film of his, every ad film of his, every commercial, non-commercial, whatever films he did, everything involved me and my team.
So has it happened with other departments with him? Like, does he have a fixed makeup person? Does he have a fixed?
Yes, he does. He does have a fixed makeup person. He does have a fixed hair person.
Right.
He does. So there are many departments that he has, and 14 years is a long time that I've been with him. So I also thought, and he also thought, that it's time for me to move on and change. I want to do different things.
Right.
Get into different aspects of filmmaking. And, you know, explore that. So, and not only as a costume designer. So I'm looking at really widening my horizons and, you know, chasing that rainbow.
Right.
So, which, if I don't do it now, then when would I do it? You know? So.
Funny question, but on set, does everybody actually call him Bhai?
Most of them call him Bhai, because it more than the Bhai being Bhai, it's more brother. Bhai.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
In Marathi, everybody says Bhai or Bade Bhai or Chote Bhai. You know, so it's that Bhai. It's not like the Bhai.
The Bhai wala
Bhai. People think, So a lot of them call him Bhai. I remember when I used to call him Bhai, also sometimes I used to get confused, and then He said one day, he told me, he said, but you know me from before. You always call me Salman. Why you started calling me Bhai? I said, no, I don't know. I was just confused with, because with Alvira, she calls him Bhai, means
brother.
I mean, like brother.
Yeah.
I mean, all Indians call their brothers as Bhai and Ben, and it's a normal, it's a norm that you call, Bade Bhaiya, whatever. It's normal. It's just like the brother and sister is more, I would say Angrez, so to say. And uncle and auntie or whatever, So, like I always told my nephew and nieces never to call me uncle, call me Mamu, because then I was the only Mamu among all the uncles and aunties.
You stood out. So, industry mein ek hi bhai hai.
So, they all love him and respect him for what he is, and he's a great guy, and he's done some incredible work with his philanthropy, and he's also done a lot of work, which he doesn't talk about. So
I'm sure
that is something that I always believe, that being a Catholic, it's like what Jesus Christ said, that you never, what your right hand does, your left hand should not know.
Just do it silently.
So, just do it silently and make a difference. So that's also something that I'm aspiring to do, to make a difference in people's lives.
Right.
Maybe changing it through the way they look at cinema, the way they, or even if I can touch their lives in whatever little way I can, in my way. So that's something also that I do. I also teach off and on in different schools for fashion, and telling them how to go about making a career in this field of design. So I feel that it's infectious what he does, and it's great to know somebody like that.
But Ashley, 32 years, can you give us your, like, if you look back right now, how do you see the film industry maybe evolve, or as a whole, or how do you see this industry?
Well, the industry has changed and it's evolved to some other extent. We worked without scripts, we would sit anywhere. Now there's makeup vans, there's full-fledged scripts, there is everything has just changed completely. So
that's for the better, you would say? It's for the better?
For the better, definitely.
Everything has changed for the better?
Everything has changed for the better. Of course, there are some certain things that now we would all sit and eat together, which nobody does anymore. Everybody sits in their van and eats. And more than eating together, it was discussing different aspects of different things, and filmmaking and stories that you heard, and anecdotes that left impressions in your mind and changed the way of thinking. So I think that is all what I miss really, unless some stalwarts that I work with, like a Subhash guy or a Suraj Badyata, that will tell you stories still now, and that makes a difference to them and to their lives, and also changes something in you at some given point of time, because how humbling they are, and the way they conduct themselves, that you just think that, wow, this is what they have achieved in their life, and they don't make any norms about it, so who am I to say anything? So I feel that is what I miss. But otherwise, technology wise, I think it's great, because you can shoot a film on a phone. You can do anything that you always aspired to do, and you can do anything that you always wanted to. There's no limit. The sky is the limit, and there's opportunity. There's visibility. So that's great, because otherwise, there were no platforms that you could put anything and everything on, good, bad, whatever it is. So I feel that in this day and age, it's really changing and changing for good. And but I do miss the old times, and I miss people like Mansoor Khan. Like I always tell him, I said, why did you leave the industry? And he said, I cannot take this, this chaos and this people's behavior. So he says that it's impossible to work because it's so creative what you do. Nobody is giving their 100% to, to. He called me back on a film that he just helped out with, actually, Ghost directed, which was Imran and Jili India.
Of course.
His nephew's first film.
Jaane Tu Ya Jaane Na.
Jaane Tu Jaane Na. So that's when I worked with him again, and I was like, why are you
Good
not
old days.
doing any films? Yeah. And then you just see the difference that one brings into the creative aspect of making a film. And it's so different from what the way people think, and I've never seen anybody more passionate than Suraj Badyatya. Every little detail, talking to what amazed me was talking to junior artists who are in the periphery, back, behind, who are not even seen, like literally not even seen, explaining to them that you are an integral part of the scene, because without you, it wouldn't make sense what the actor is saying.
Wow.
And talking to them, seeing their expression, even if they are not doing it right, cut and redoing it again. And I think that is what filmmaking is all about, and how passionate they are about their work. My God, he is so passionate about his work. It's amazing how he.
And you miss this today? Like, you feel that filmmakers kind of don't get into that level of detailing today?
Not don't get into that kind of detailing. It's a lot of, we'll do it on VFX, we'll do this, we'll do that.
Shortcuts, basically. Or maybe using technology more than that.
Using technology, actually. Everything is,
post mein dekh lenge.
We can do it. Edit mein dekh lenge. That way. We want to take, okay, the sun is going down, okay, we can add the sun behind. So I feel that, that is what is missing in filmmaking a lot. Where, like, I would hear stories of people telling us that, there used to be like a whole orchestra would actually play the music.
Of course.
And, and in today's day and age, like a Shankar SR Loy still use, actual
live
guitarists,
music,
live music, and tabla players, and flautists, and tons of other musicians, which I think is great. So that is what I would say that I gained, and that's what I lost. Being in this industry.
And your personal view, do you think that films also have kind of become slightly more, they lack depth and they have become more business and commercial right now?
I think that was always there.
Okay.
But it was then divided into art films and commercial cinema. Today it's just cinema, and people make what they feel like making, which is wonderful, of course. Because there's an audience to see it, and there's an audience to appreciate it, and which in the days gone by, only if you were an avid lover of cinema would you go and see an so-called art film, like an Art, or one of those films
Salam
which
Bombay,
which were considered non-commercial. So today everybody is looking at good stories, good content, and whether it works or doesn't work. That is irrespective at the box office. It's just good stories that are working. So even if it's an out-and-out commercial movie, the ones with a good story is working more than just an out-and-out commercial. Anecdotes are concerned, funny things have happened on set. I remember once I was shooting with Raveena Tandon on the beach, and so suddenly she's telling me that, is it like really cold? So I said, no, not really. She said, no, because the whole my back feels like cool, fresh air coming in. I said, really? So I went behind and I saw, the zip was completely split from up to down. And I was like, I'm so sorry. And I went and held it from behind. But the zip had completely broken. So then, you take a needle and thread and you're stitching it like completely. And she's saying, Ashley, imagine everybody around has looked at me. I said, no, they don't know anything. They didn't see you. You're standing in front where they'll see you from behind. So there are lots of like funny things, and people playing pranks on set, and I don't find that anymore now. You know, everybody
Yeah.
just goes back into their van and
Yeah.
that's it, and it's done with. You know,
Yeah.
you do your bit and go. You know,
Yeah.
like even most of the directors don't even want you to stay on set. You know, because if you dress them up in the day and then you're fine,
done.
you leave your assistant and go. Like they'll only tell you, like, you know. So, so I do not know where that thing is gone.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so
That bonding, basically. That
Yeah.
bonding.
that thing of having it, like, you know,
Yeah.
like a family is
Yeah.
making this film.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what I really miss a lot.
So while I'm assuming you did a lot of hectic schedules back to back, you were doing so many films, all of that. Would you say sometimes, you know, you would give your personal life a miss, and, you know, is that something that happens?
Many a time. I would find that many a times that I put my personal life on hold. I would, you know, family functions, whatever, reaching late for a movie, I would reach interval time, all my friends are already there, and, you know, but slowly my friends started understanding that that's my work and that's, or my family also, they understood. Said, no, Ashley's on a shoot and he can't come. And first it was like, you know, can't you just tell them, how do I explain that it's a set of like 300 people, and what am I going to say, like bye to like to
Birthday pe jana hai.
3, yeah. So it doesn't work like that. But so I guess there are pros and cons to every job that one does. And
But do you
this
repented
has-
at any point? Do you?
No. Sometimes I used to.
Yeah.
I used to think it's not worth it for what I did.
Yeah.
But because they are not appreciated. And but most of the time I would be like, no, this is what I want to do. And then, you know, that will always come again another day or whatever.
But those are the kind of sacrifices that you need to make to
101%.
Yeah.
You've got to realize that.
Yeah.
And a lot of my assistants left. Like lots of them used to leave because they couldn't handle the pressure. It's huge pressure. It's really huge pressure.
Yeah.
Just sometimes in the middle of the night, they'll call you and tell you that tomorrow morning we want the whole outfit changed from black to white, and you're like, oh my God, now where do I?
So
like,
said, where
what
do I
I
get
do?
it? Yeah.
So then in the morning you're scrambling and begging of tailors to do it. So normally we do have a tailor on set, but they're not equipped as such. They're not great to actually.
They are basically
cut
for
a
fixes.
whole garment. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're fixes. They're very good also. They
Yeah.
also make a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
but they're more like fixer. So
You ever worked on any like really low budget films where sometimes you tell the actor, "Gar se
of
kapde."
course, so many times I've worked on so many low budget films. You'll never believe it, but they'll just give you one amount and they'll say manage. I'm like, how? How do I manage with this money and no money to you? So you're doing like charity.
Yeah.
So, but then you think, okay, you're doing it for the, you know, the film, and
Yeah.
that's what's going to come on screen, and then
Yeah.
it's going to be one day.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to be talking about it for the rest of your life. And so I feel that I've done that many a times. Now, always like would tell, wear your jeans. You have to wear them tomorrow also, day after also, because it's country. And then bring it with you. And I said, let me keep it with me. You know, they're like, ridiculous you are actually.
Yeah.
But I'll be like, see, where do you get this fit? You won't get this fit anywhere else, you know.
It's looking so nice on you.
Yeah, looking so good on you. And by the time I mangao it,
Yeah.
and initially it used to be, everything used to be from abroad. Of course, now you get everything here.
Yeah.
Then, you know, your jeans would be a specific brand, and they would be like, but you don't get it here, and you know what. Then you have to mangao it for me, after I say, yeah, I'll get you one, never ever
That
get
never
that
came.
one. So,
And vice versa also, like you had actors liking the clothes so much that they will be like, I'm keeping this.
a lot of them. They would ask the director or the producer to take it. So a lot of them have done it.
Yeah.
Lot of, I would say 80% of them have done it.
They love the clothes.
Yeah, they love the clothes.
One person, or like even if it's a movie or a person that you really got inspired from through your life, that in terms of fashion.
I think one person that changed the way that I looked at cinema and was Tabu.
Okay.
Is Tabu. She really trusts you. What I like about her, she has so much of faith in you that she thinks that, she believes that you know your job as well as I know my job. And you wouldn't jeopardize it to make me look bad or anything. You'd give what's right for the character. And that very, very belief gives you so much of inspiration and gives you so much of confidence as an individual and your work, that you go that extra mile, to do whatever is needed. And I thank her for that. I mean, she's a friend and she's a wonderful person. One of the few good people that I've met in the industry.
Old school.
She's amazing.
Yeah, it's all old school, I think.
But she's moved with time. So even today she's very relevant.
Yeah.
She's one of
I'm saying I think these are somewhere old school values.
I guess so.
I also see that sometimes in the industry. Yeah. You know, like I started working probably in the late 90s and I was an AD. But the kind of, like you said, that bond, the way the films would get made and all of that, sometimes you feel that it's become a process now.
Yeah.
That, come on, do this, do that, 2 months, we go on floor.
Very mechanical.
Very mechanical, yeah. That whole essence of, making a film, like you said, I remember I was on a set and Ashutosh Gowarikar, this was an Abhishek Bachchan film, Khele Hum Ji Jaan Se, and I just happened to be on set. And he was actually going out and briefing the secondary actors as well. He had a fleet of ADs. Usually ADs do that. These are actors who are, tertiaries, who would come for a day or two, but he wanted to, brief each one of them. Any fashion disaster that you remember?
Oh, tons of them. Tons of them.
Maybe.
And when I look at them now and I'm like, what was I even thinking? Like, why would I make this poor person look like this? And but I guess at that time I thought it was very cool. And
but anything that you can mention here?
Poor Sonali Bendre at one or two given point of times, I made her wear some hideous clothes. But she is so pretty and so beautiful that also looked nice.
She carried it off.
Yeah, she carried it off. Yeah. But not that I can think of. I was one of the people, the few designers who would go by character and what looked good on the individual. And considering my first film was a film that was, I remember Mansoor telling me, he said, college kids don't dress up like how they show in the movies. They dress up like how you went to college and just jeans and shirt and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
So I said, I said, that's how I see the character, and that's what I did in the film.
Yeah.
And I think that's what got everybody's attention, saying that they looked like real people.
You're right.
And that's what made the difference.
Yeah.
And I think that's what costume designing is all about.
In spite of being who you are, I think you're one of the most down-to-earth and humble people that I have met. And I'm not just saying it because it's on camera. I've always said it. I've always felt it that, anybody who associates himself or herself from stars, they get a little, arrogant, so to say. But I have never seen that in you. And I think that is one of the reasons also you are where you are. So thank you for that. And also thank you for coming on this show. I think as an insider, you've given us some great insight. Like I always say that today, even I have learned something, because I have been in the industry, but I have not been as much as you have. So it's a good learning for me and for, our audiences. And for that, we have a little something for you, like on chat show formats. It might not be the best hamper, but it's still...
Thank you. I'm winning the hamper without an opponent. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
So...
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And thank you for, giving me this honor to come here and talk and share my views. And I think you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Because very few people, really interview the people behind the scenes. So I think it's a great start.
Yes.
And
our pleasure.
Do wonders henceforth.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you to the Insider for having me here.